So the Eagles put a beat down on the Rams last night to win their 7th straight game. Meanwhile, Saquon Barkley puts up record-breaking numbers, a performance that will go down in the history books. And they talk about a quarterback league. Nah, I don't care. Give the MVP to Saquon right now. Also, the Eagles defense continues to tighten up with another strong showing, but one huge injury now causes some concern for the pass rush. So who needs to step up moving forward? We will get into it all, but welcome into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. Do me a favor, go down below and like this video at the end if you do enjoy it and help us get to our goal of 7K subscribers. The Eagles do it again. 7 in a row. They do it every week. This was a complete team win in all facets. Everybody contributed. I can't even think of a weak link. They were all so good. They continue to mesh. This team is like gluing together. And the one continuous thing I've said all season, even when they were struggling early on, is let's get back to the identity of this football team. This is a run-first team. You have one of the best weapons in the league. And you know what? That was an understatement because Saquon Barkley, the man of the hour, is just on a different stratosphere right now. Matter of fact, I have run out of things to say about Saquon Barkley. So I'm not going to say that much. I'm just going to go down the line and read off every feat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing something generational. This is one of the best talents I have ever seen with my own two eyes. And just the way it has all played out has been absolutely incredible. He said this week he is having fun. He's having the most fun. He's rewriting his story. That's damn right, Saquon. I mean, holy crap. 302 scrimmage yards last night. 255 on the ground. He had a 70 and a 72-yard rushing touchdown in the second half alone. 2 touchdowns. He also had 47 yards in the air, and now he is up to 1,392 on the ground this season, 257 in the air. He's got 12 total touchdowns. Saquon Barkley should be the NFL MVP right now. I know they don't want to give it to a running back, but even all the touchdowns that he probably should have at this point, if it wasn't for the tush push, the brotherly shove, I mean, Saquon is on pace for one of the greatest seasons that we have ever seen. It's very likely he could get a 2,000-yard rushing season this year. Saquon Barkley leads the NFL in 30-yard rushes, 40-yard rushes, 50-yard rushes, 50-yard rushing touchdowns. This guy is a big play machine. I say it every week. He's always got that one play that just rejuvenates the squad when they're a bit down, when they're in a rut. He just sparks this team every week. You come right out of half, boom, the first play. It's like slapping them in the face, 70 yards to the house. And what I really love about Saquon is like, yeah, you know, he's got a lot of great moves in his bag, but sometimes simplicity is better. You know, obviously the O-line deserves so much credit, and he gave them a lot of it after the game, but it's like once Saquon turns the corner, right, maybe one step, two step, little stutter, but once he turns the corner, it's like putting on the turbo, man. And he just, I mean, his breakaway speed is insane. Downhill, north, south, he cannot be stopped. I mean, he's literally dusting these boys, leaving them behind, turning around, blowing kisses. They can't even get near him, man. It's unreal. Saquon Barkley now has 4 games with at least 140 rushing yards and multiple touchdowns this season. I'll even go further. He's got 7 games over 100 yards out of 11. There's only 2 games this season where he hasn't had over 100 scrimmage yards. These are video game numbers, man. Like I said, I've run out of things to say. It's unbelievable. No other player in Eagles franchise history has 3 games in their career with 140 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. He's got 4 this season, and we're only 11 games in. He set an Eagles record yesterday with 255 on the ground with 300 scrimmage yards. It was one of the best performances in NFL history. I mean, just be grateful, man. Just be thankful. Saquon, man, I just don't even know what to say. 6 touchdowns this year of 20 or more yards. That is more than 12 teams have total in the NFL right now. Saquon Barkley set the Eagles franchise single game records yesterday. He has 500 scrimmage yards in the last 2 games, joining Hall of Famers Walter Payton and Ollie Matson as the only players in NFL history to record 500 scrimmage yards in a 2-game span. And he's the 6th player in NFL history to record multiple rushing touchdowns of 70-plus yards in a game. Talk about icing the game, man. And I just want to laugh at the New York Giants again because, again, it all played out on national television, which is even worse. And how poetic is it that in the same week that Daniel Jones gets demoted, asks for a release, and gets cut by the Giants. The guy where Joe Shane said that they needed a $40 million quarterback and they paid him, so they weren't going to pay Saquon, right? Because we got our $40 million guy. We got to build around him. Saquon Barkley breaks NFL records. The same week Daniel Jones gets cut, he didn't even make the season. The Giants are the most inept franchise I've ever seen, maybe other than the Dallas Cowboys. Giants, you deserve this. You do. And I'm sorry, but it's funny. It is hilarious. And he comes to a team in the division and he's putting up record numbers. This is unreal, man. I almost can't believe it. Like I said, I woke up this morning, I'm pinching myself like, is this a dream? And how about the Eagles as a whole? They have outgained opponents now by 100 or more yards in 7 straight games, the longest streak by an NFL team since the league expanded to 32 in 2002. I mean, this Eagles offense, they're in a different class right now. During their 7-game winning streak, the Eagles have outgained opponents by a combined 1,260 yards. Is that real? Like, think about that for a second. This team is on a different level right now. And you know what's crazy? This might be a bold take, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you agree or not. I don't even think that's the most impressive part of this team right now. That's how good this team is. The defense, ladies and gentlemen. The defense. Vic Fangio's defense has held opponents under 300 yards in 7 straight games. Longest streak since 2008 when Jim Johnson had his final season as the Eagles DC. We all love the Jim Johnson defenses, man. But Vic Fangio's defense is on a different level. Ever since that bye week, whatever they did, replicate that every season. That early bye was a blessing in disguise, and they fixed everything. Now, shout out to the corners, man. Unfortunately, Quinyon had his worst performance of his career. And you know what that was? 6 targets, 75 yards, 6 catches, and 1 touchdown. Oh, by the way, those were in garbage time. The Eagles defense is so good. I don't care about a fourth quarter garbage drive. I don't care. Nobody cares about garbage time when it mattered most. And by the way, the refs screwed this game up by giving them 2 flags to keep them in it. They gifted them a touchdown. Eagles should have won this game by 30 to 40 points. I don't care. The refs were literally, you could see the one-sided biased officiating in this game. And without that, I mean, this Eagles defense puts on another clinic. Quinyon was pretty good in this game. Even when Darius Slay went down, Isaiah Rodgers came in, struggled a bit. Defense picked them up. Every part of this defense hit you hard. And Cooper DeJean, man. I mean, here's a screenshot of him locking up Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp really didn't get much going at all until that last garbage time drive. Cooper DeJean is an absolute star, man. Nothing else to say. These dudes play like they've been in the league for 8 years. Shout out to Cooper. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell. But we do have to talk about one part of the defense that took a hit last night, and it makes a lot of Eagle fans emotional. But Brandon Graham is out for the season with torn triceps, and I just got to give Brandon Graham credit for going out there and talking to the media for a solid 10 minutes last night. This could be his final game, and man, it's like a punch to the stomach because Brandon Graham had one of his best games last night. He had a sack, he had a couple quarterback hits, tackles for losses. He was everywhere. This guy's 36 and is playing like he's 26. I mean, Brandon Graham has been incredible in this season, and he's really been an integral part of this team. So to be out, you could see the pain, but he held himself in such a high standard and kept a smile on his face, even trying to process all this. And was just like, yeah, I'm going to be out there for my teammates. I'm going to be the best player I can be on the sideline. I mean, just a class act. He really, really is. He says, if I had to go out, I gave it everything I got. I hope he comes back for one more. But if it is his last game, what a special game, man. Multiple quarterback hits, 6 pressures, a sack, 3 tackles for loss, and a pass deflection. He has had one heck of a career, and we'll always be thankful, man, no matter what. So thank you, BG. Where do the Eagles go from here, though, man? Where do they go from here? Well, they have a couple options, all right? Jalix Hunt, who they drafted in the 3rd round, might not have expected him to play a lot this year. He's got to step up. He played a couple weeks ago. How about Teron Jackson? That's a name being thrown around today. 2021 6th-round pick by the Eagles out of Coastal Carolina. He plays a couple seasons, had 1 sack. Then he goes to the Panthers. Now he's back on the practice squad. That's a guy you're probably going to see elevated who could come back and try to play some snaps. Who else? I mean, Milton Williams is an interior lineman, but a little bit of versatility there. Can he move out to the edge? Can he start to fill a gap there because Bryce Huff is out. Right now, Brandon Graham is out, and this is an integral part of this team. And, I said at the deadline they should have got an edge rusher. I feel very upset that they didn't get one. I still think the system as a whole is going to work because it's polished, right? I don't think the Eagles are going to have some crazy drop-off now, but this is a leader out there, man, and they're going to need more depth at the edge. So who's it going to be? Nolan Smith has assumed a bigger role. He's going to have to keep it going, and Josh Sweat, who's leading this team right now in sacks, is going to have to be the guy still. So tough blow for the Eagles injury-wise, but injuries happen. And very similarly, back in 2017, Carson Wentz got hurt for the rest of the season in LA on a road win, and you saw the outcome of that year. So hopefully these boys play inspired for BG. I know he's going to be there. I hope this is not how he has to go out, but the Eagles got to win it for BG now. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I'll catch you on the next one.
Discover BetMGM Casino and leap into a world filled with all your favorite casino games. Plus exclusive ones you can't find anywhere else. And progressive jackpots that keep growing. All of it right at your fingertips. BetMGM Casino. Start your adventure today